and welcome to Morning Coffee with Pazan Academy. I'm Deanna, and today we want to continue offering some resources to parents who are facing new challenges during this uncertain time. And so today we have 5 activities that are based on art and art history that you can use for all of your school-aged children, from grammar school all the way up to high school and even college. If you're working from home, these activities will allow you to get your work done while your children are learning and engaging with some different projects. So today I'm going to talk about 5 different art and art history projects that you can assign, and we are going to put some resources, some digital downloads onto our parents' webpage that we've designed for this time period. So you'll want to look at the description below and check out that webpage, and we also have a link to sign up for our mailing list so you can get alerts about new resources that we're putting up regularly. So the first one is based on the ancient Roman mosaics. Now, the ancient Romans excelled at the art of making mosaics. Mosaics are made from little pieces of tile or shell or glass, and these little bits are put together to make these amazing images. And so you can have your children watch a YouTube video on Roman mosaics and learn about them, or do some research on some museum websites, and we will be putting links to these on those downloadable sheets so your children can learn about these incredible works of art that the Romans created, and then they can create their own. Now, we'll have a supply list, but for the Roman mosaics activity, all you need is to have construction paper or magazines and cut up images or cut up paper of different colors, and the assignment is for them on a sheet of paper or poster board, whatever you have at home. The goal for all of these activities is to just use stuff you already have in the house. And they'll paste the little mosaic tiles, the little bits of paper you've cut up, and they'll create their own mosaic images. Again, we'll have an activity sheet that you can download and assign this activity, and kids that are in 2nd grade, kids that are in 5th or 6th grade, 7th or 8th grade, or even high schoolers, and even students in college can learn together and work on this activity as a group. If you have more than one child at home right now, this allows you to continue what you need to do and know that the kids are fine, they're working together, and they're learning and creating a piece of art. The next activity is to make a Baroque painting. Now, this one is going to take a little setup. Baroque art is known for having this sort of dark feel to it and a single light source that's shining in. In the Baroque, artists really excelled at the art of still life paintings. And so for this exercise, what you'll do is you'll have a flashlight, or if you have a lamp that you can shine on, a group of objects that you assemble. It can be vases, glass, pottery, ceramics. You can even put in rocks, flowers, whatever you want, and create a still life setup with one single light source. And so you have lights and shadows. And then again, the kids will watch a video about Baroque art, or they'll go to a museum's website and research Baroque art, and then they're going to create their own Baroque masterpiece. This can be done in any medium. So if you only have pencils available, they can do a pencil drawing and then shadowing with the shading and things like that. If they want to use crayons, or even if they want to use paints, whatever you have available, have them create their own Baroque masterpiece in the same style that these Baroque artists created these still lifes. The next activity is based on the Impressionist artists. Now, the Impressionists were some of the first artists to take their easels outside and paint, and they were very much interested in light. So whether or not you can go outside, it shouldn't really matter. So what you'll do for this activity is, again, direct them to a museum website. We'll provide links in our downloadable worksheet, or have them watch a video on the Impressionists, and then they will either go outside with a sheet of paper, and again, they can use paints or crayons, colored pencils, whatever you have available, and they'll create their own Impressionist artwork. If they can't go outside due to inclement weather, or you live in an apartment building, or there's just not a lot of space where you feel feel that they can get out where it's safe right now, then what you can do is have them go to a window and they can look out and they can still see how the light is impacting things. Now, the Impressionist artists would often go at sunrise or sunset or that magic hour just as the sun is setting. At noon, if the sun is out, those shadows are really harsh. They were more interested in filtered or soft light. So those times of day would be better to do this activity, but your students can do this anytime. And again, just use the things that you already have at home for them to create this image. Next is Van Gogh. He was a remarkable artist who had a very unique style. He had very thick paint on his canvases. He had these sort of swirling and lines. Again, your kids will watch a video, go to a museum website. The Van Gogh Museum is an amazing resource. We'll put links to that in the description below. And then using crayons or paints, or even colored pencils, but crayons and paints will work a little bit better. They will create their own Van Gogh masterpiece. Now, you can again lay still lifes. Van Gogh did do some still lifes. You can put like flowers, or they can look at a picture in a magazine or a book and try to create a Van Gogh image of that. So whatever they want to use as inspiration or just their imagination is great. And the last activity is based on Pointillism, and this is a post-impressionist style of art. The main artist in this movement was Georges Seurat, and this is where you paint with little dots of color in order to create a larger image. It is similar to the Mosaics where you're using little bits of color to create a bigger image, but this time you're using little dots, thus the name Pointillism. And so the same sort of activities of looking at a museum website or watching a video to learn about the artists and this particular art movement, and then they will create their own pointillist artwork. Now, the pointillism is best used with crayons or paints. They'll draw little circles of color, and if you look at pointillist paintings very closely, you can see the little dots, but if you stand back, your eyes blend the color together and it looks more like a regular painting. It's a really amazing sort of trick of the eye that these artists figured out. So with pointillism, if they're working on it to be very accurate the same way the artist did, this actually takes quite a bit of time. So you have an opportunity to have a little bit longer activity with this particular exercise. These 5 activities are geared to engage your students with art and history and the culture of the time in which they were created, as art is a reflection of that time period. It also allows you to get work done if you're working from home, as they should take at least a couple hours to complete, and all of your kids can work together on them. Our goal in creating these videos and downloads that we're offering is to help parents out in this very uncertain time, particularly those parents that are now faced with having to ensure their kids are being educated while they're at home, and also while you're trying to get your own work done if you're working from home. So I hope this has been helpful, and stay tuned to this channel for more updates. We invite you to share this video with anybody that you know who can use this information, friends, family, neighbors, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.